You bought the expensive beeswax candle. You stayed up until 3 a.m. for the perfect moon phase. You recited the rhyming chant you found on some witchy corner of the internet. And then you waited, and nothing happened. Nothing ever happens when you're just playing dress up. Most people think magic is like a vending machine. You put in a ritual, you press a button, and the universe drops a miracle in your lap. But that's the big lie, isn't it? Everyone wants the result, but nobody wants to understand the mechanics. Today, we're going to be blunt. We're going to talk about why your spells are failing and what successful witches are actually doing behind closed doors. And here's the first bitter pill to swallow. You've probably heard people say, "I was born a witch." They make it sound like some exclusive genetic club. Let's clear the air. Not everyone is born with that spark. Or a lineage of grandmothers who spoke to crows. Some people are just people. But, and this is the hook, that doesn't mean you can't cast. Being a natural just means you start with a faster car. If you're not a natural, you just have to learn how to build the engine yourself. You can still win the race. Exactly. You don't need witch blood to do witchcraft. You need will. But if you're going to use the tools without the natural shortcut, you better know exactly how to handle the electricity or you're going to get burned. Or worse, you'll just waste your time. Let's get into the how. Most people start a spell by grabbing a jar or a candle. That is your first mistake. Successful witches start in the dark, in their own heads. You need a blueprint. If you were building a house, you wouldn't just start stacking bricks and hope it turns into a kitchen, right? You'd have a plan. Magic is the same. Before you even touch a single herb, you need to see the action of the spell step by step. This is where visualization gets real. It's not just thinking about money or thinking about a person. You have to see the mechanism. If you want a job, don't just visualize the paycheck. Visualize the email notification hitting your phone. Visualize the recruiter's finger clicking send. Visualize the energy moving through the fiber optic cables to reach you. You have to be a director. You need to know exactly how the spell is going to pivot reality. Is it going to make someone have a dream about you? Is it going to cause a coincidental meeting at a coffee shop? You have to map the path. If you don't give the energy a road to follow, it's just going to sit in your room and turn into stagnant anxiety. And only after you have that mental movie playing in high definition do you choose your materials. You don't use cinnamon because a book said it's for success. You use cinnamon because its heat and speed match the specific way you want that job offer to rush into your inbox. If you can't see it happening step by step in your mind, the universe isn't going to figure it out for you. The universe is lazy, guys. It takes the path of least resistance. If your mental blueprint is blurry, your results will be a mess. Here's something that trips up even the intermediate practitioners. They think a spell is set it and forget it. Like a permanent law of nature, they just enact it. Nothing in this world is permanent. Not your phone battery, not your relationships, and definitely not your spells. Magic is a living thing. And living things need to eat. Spells have a shelf life. We call it the decay of intent. The moment you stop focusing on it, the energy starts to dissipate. A spell is like a fire. If you don't throw another log on it, it's going to turn into ash. Successful witches refuel. Depending on the complexity, you might need to recharge that jar every full moon, or maybe every Tuesday. if it's a high-intensity situation. If you made a protection spell 6 months ago and haven't touched it since, honey, you aren't protected. You're just carrying a jar of dead herbs. You have to monitor the vibe. Does the energy feel thin? Is the result starting to slip? That's your cue to go back in, relight the candle, re-visualize the blueprint, and pour more intent into the vessel. Now let's talk about the moment of the ritual. This is where people get lazy. They say the words, but they're thinking about what they're having for dinner. If your heart rate doesn't change during a spell, you aren't doing magic. You're just talking to yourself. You have to pull the future into the now. While you are holding those ingredients before you finish the spell, you must visualize how you will feel when it works. And I don't mean happy, I mean the specific, visceral feeling. Are you relieved? Is your heart racing with excitement? Do you feel a sense of smug, I told you so triumph? You need to feel that emotion so strongly that your body thinks it's already happening. Where are you standing when you get the news? Is the sun hitting your face? Is it raining? Is your coffee cold? You have to anchor the spell to a physical sensation. If you're doing a love spell, don't just think love. Feel the weight of a hand on your shoulder. Smell their specific scent. Feel the actual temperature of the room in that future moment. If you can't feel it now, the spell won't find it later. You are essentially creating a memory of something that hasn't happened yet. You're tricking time, and you have to do all of this before the candle goes out or the knot is tied. That emotion is the spark that ignites the fuel. Let's talk about the part that scares people. The price. Nothing is free. We live in a universe of equilibrium. You want to move a mountain, you need the energy to do it. You want to change someone's mind, you're pushing against their will. That takes currency. This is why we use ingredients. Herbs, stones, oils, bones. They aren't just symbols. They are batteries. They are the payment. We are sacrificing the life force and the vibrational frequency of those materials to pay for the change we want. Now, here's the warning. Some high-level witches say they don't need ingredients, and they're right. They can do it with just their mind, but even they rarely do. Do you know why? Because if you don't provide a payment in the form of physical materials, the spell will find another way to pay the toll. It will take it from you. It will eat your sleep. It will drain your physical health. It will nibble at your luck in other areas. Suddenly, your spell for money works, but your car breaks down, or you get the job, but you're too sick to enjoy the first week. Ingredients are your shield. They are the buffer between your vital force and the raw power of the void. Don't be lazy or minimalist until you're ready to pay with your own blood, sweat, and sanity. Successful witches are generous with their offerings because they know the cost of being stingy with the universe. So, the blueprint, the fuel, the feeling, and the price. That is the formula, but there's one more thing. You can have all the ingredients in the world, but if you don't know who is casting the spell, you're just a ghost in the machine. Successful witches have one trait in common. They know themselves. They know their strengths, their shadows, and their timing. That's why we always say, don't just look at the spells. Look at the stars. If you haven't seen our latest breakdown on Vedic astrology, you're missing half the map. Your real sign, your nakshatras, that is your cosmic ID. If you try to cast a spell that goes against your own star blueprint, you're swimming upstream. Go watch that video. Find out who you really are in the eyes of the ancient stars. Then come back here and tell us, now that you know the mechanics, what kind of spell are you ready to cast? What do you want to learn next? Leave a comment. We're watching. Class dismissed.